So this is specimen of tongue with larynx, trachea and thyroid gland. So to orient the specimen, this is tongue. These are some muscles seen over here. So here somewhere hyoid bone is there. I can feel hyoid over here. This is thyroid cartilage. You can see the two lamina of thyroid cartilage. This is thyroid prominence that is formed by thyroid angle. This is thyroid notch. So thyroid notch, thyroid prominence, which is formed by thyroid angle. So if this is thyroid on a lower down, this is cricoid one. It is covered by cricothyroid muscle over here. This is thyroid gland. You can see the lobes of thyroid gland. And this is trachea bifurcating lower down. So this is the orientation of specimen. Now we want to see the structure of tongue. So I am inverting it. This is structure of tongue. So tongue, as you all know, this is the tip, base is there. It is divided into anterior 2/3, posterior 1/3 and posterior most portion. How we will demarcate the anterior 2/3 and posterior 1/3 is nothing but sulcus terminalis. So this is sulcus terminalis. So these are the papilla. Which are these? Circumvallate papilla. So you have to first see where circumvallate papilla are there. Next to it, whatever sulcus you get, that is sulcus terminalis. It means this portion is anterior 2/3. Now posterior 1/3. How we limit it? You have to see this is epiglottis, and these are the folds between the tongue and epiglottis. So in between this, whatever this demarcation is there, that indicate the limit of posterior 1/3, and whatever remaining till epiglottis is there, this is the posterior most part. So anterior 2/3, posterior 1/3 and posterior most part. Now in an anterior 2/3, as we already described, this is sulcus terminalis. This papilla, circumvallate papillae. At the junction of two limbs of this, we'll get foramen cecum. So this is foramen cecum, the most prominent one. Okay, then you will find another rough structures over here. These are nothing but filiform papillae, and some are fungiform papillae. So that's it on an anterior 2/3. On a posterior 1/3, this is consist of only lymphoid tissue. So this will called as lingual tonsil. So this is lingual tonsil. Blood vessels are seen over here. Now coming to the posterior most part, this is epiglottis. So this one is, can you please hold this? Median glossoepiglottic fold. These two are lateral glossoepiglottic fold. The space between two is vallecula. So we are having lateral glossoepiglottic fold, vallecula, median glossoepiglottic fold, vallecula, and again lateral glossoepiglottic fold. Now just go further. Lateral to this lateral glossoepiglottic fold, this space, this is nothing but the larynx ka portion. Okay, to orient it, this is the thyroid cartilage. Okay, thyroid cartilage in front. So we are now going from inside. So you can feel thyroid cartilage here. So this is thyroid cartilage. Now it is lateral to lateral glossoepiglottic fold. In between thyroid cartilage and this fold is nothing but ariepiglottic fold. So this is the ariepiglottic fold which is formed, and this space is called as pyriform fossa. So this is pyriform fossa on both sides. Pyriform fossa. Okay, so now this is the laryngeal inlet ka portion. Okay, so this is epiglottis. Now this is thyroid and cricoid. So from inside thyroid and lower down cricoid is there. Okay, so cricoid ka arch is in front, and this is the lamina of cricoid. Lamina of cricoid, we have cut the lamina of cricoid and opened the larynx. The upper wala part consists of, this is arytenoid on arch. Just close it again. So this is lamina. There is arytenoid, corniculate and cuneiform. Okay, we have cut the lamina, open it. Okay, so now we can see here, this is epiglottis, this is thyroid prominence from inside. These folds are vestibular folds or false vocal fold. These are true vocal folds. Now the space between the two vestibular folds, this is rima vestibularis. The space between the true vocal fold, this is rima glottidis. The part above this is called as supraglottic part. Part below it is called as infraglottic part, and it will continue with trachea. These are the tracheal rings seen. Now the space which is present between the two folds is called as sinus of larynx. Okay, this acts as the watershed line. The upper part from inside is lined by one membrane, that is quadrate membrane. So the lower part of quadrate membrane fold itself and will form the vestibular fold. The lower infraglottic portion is lined by a membrane, that is cricovocal membrane or conus elasticus. So its upper part fold upon itself and it will form focal folds or true vocal cord. Okay, so now this acts as a watershed line. So the blood supply, nerve supply and lymphatic drainage of upper part and lower part is different. Blood supply